Good day, my fellow South Africans, or should I say Azanians. Let's get straight to it. So, in today's lessons, we'll be dealing with population distribution and density. 10 Here are some key definitions. Population distribution. So, what is population distribution? It is where people live and how they are spread out. This could be unevenly spread, for example, cities and rural places. So when cities and rural places are compared, there's a very big difference in the setting. For example, in cities, you'll find a lot of people, you'll find a lot of buildings, tall buildings, but in rural areas, there'll mostly be farm areas where people farm and raise their cattle. It will not contain any extravagance, if I may say so, if that is the correct word. And so cities will contain lights and things such as that. In cities, people are spread out. In cities, there are a lot of people spread out, but in rural areas, there's not so much a lot of people. Okay, the next definition, population density. Population density is the number of people living in an area per square kilometer. So for every square kilometer in that area, this includes high density areas and low density areas. High density areas may include cities, coastal regions, and fertile valleys. The reason we call it high density is because a lot of people are willing to stay there because of the features or the services that the area might contain or provide. Low density areas, these contain deserts, mountains, and icy regions. Not a lot of people are willing to live there, or even if they did want to live there, they may not be able to adapt to that certain area, so not a lot of people live there. For example, deserts. Imagine living in a desert. My brother, you do not want to live in a desert unless you're that type of person. But living in a desert, nah, it's not for me. Okay, mountains I'd consider. I love the views, I love nature. And icy regions, no ways. That is too cold for me, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Factors affecting distribution and density. So we have 8 factors that affect distribution and density. So if you look at your screens, you'll see that most of them have different colors. The reason I did this is for you to remember. So looking at the first 2, you'll see blue. It contains water and climate. Usually the water is kind of blue and the climate also produces water, which is kind of blue. And looking at the skies, you see blue. And then the soil and the relief. So, I did this so that you can remember. We'll get into it right now. The water, let's get to water. Areas near rivers, lakes, and coasts tend to attract more people. So more people are willing to go where there's a lot of water and will not suffer from drought. Let's look at the climate. Mild climates support larger populations. That is true. For me, of course, I prefer living in mild climates or even a bit hot. I prefer exposing my body, especially in summer, since I have a fit body and I appreciate it. I prefer just walking on the beach and showing off my body. Yes. Soil is fertile soil. Fertile soil encourages farming. That is true. A lot of farmers will go where there will be a lot of soil, a lot of fertile soil. In fact, if I may say so, because this also attracts money. So where there's a good soil, there'll be a lot of money. And job opportunities can shape where people live. Yes, let's go to resources. Resources include minerals, oils, and job opportunities can shape where people live. Yes, so a lot of people are attracted to where there's a lot of good resources such as coal or even diamonds. History, this includes colonialism and war. So these colonialism and war can influence the location. If it was colonized, for example, let's take our neighboring country, Lesotho. It was colonized by the British. And so now they have a certain culture or certain rituals that they may do, or even words that if you look at the British, you'll see that they have in common. The 7th is economy. Economic advantages attract people. That is true. Vegetation lack leads to overgrazing. Imagine lacking in vegetation. Of course, there will be a lot of overgrazing. The cows will get hungry and they'll want to eat. So, looking at these 8 factors, we have water and climate. They are blue because they represent water, liquid. So, remember those two. Soil and relief. These ones have to deal with the land. Since the land is kind of brown and soil also is kind of brown, I colored them brown so that you can remember. Resources and history. So, looking back at history, there has been a lot of war, right? So this includes history. A lot of people died. This represents the blood. And the resources may also represent the blood diamonds that the people are with, that the people will fight for. The second last, economy and vegetation. These two, economy, the green represents the money. Don't forget the chin baba. You're getting money here. Vegetation, this includes the crops. The crops are usually green. Okay, move on. Let's move on to the maps. Maps for visual impact. Population distribution map. This shows where people live. So yeah, this map is a type of map that will show. Let's look at the example here that I provided for you. This one shows where the people live. You can see that a lot of people live on coastal areas more than the areas inside the land or deep within the land. You see, a lot of people like going to beaches or exploring the ocean. That's true. And then the last map is population density map. This map shows how crowded different areas are. Let's look at the provided example. You see, here is an example of population density. You'll see that a lot of people on the shape that's shaded, even darker. I believe this may include the cities, the suburbs. Thank you guys for tuning into my video. I really hope you enjoyed. And if you did, is leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video to your friends, because I know you guys be doing this last minute. So yeah, share this video to your friends so that they can get in. This is a really quick video.